none of us speak Portuguese. We're sorry. My name's Lucy and I'm going to be the host of tonight's An Audience With. We hope you get to know a little bit more about the band. We're going to ask them some questions and we're going to have some fun. Now obviously I can't do this on my own. So please, in no particular order, welcome to the stage, Steve Rothery, Pete Travis, Ian Mosley, Mark Kelly, and Steve Hogarth.
I was going to say that.
We love you, Lucy. You're the best.
Right. Remember what Phil said? Hold your microphones like that. I am going to start by asking a few easy questions because they've had a very long weekend.
What's your name? How many children have you got?
What's the answer?
3. You lost count, eh?
Okay, I have asked this question at all the Marillion weekends, and H and Mark are the winners so far, so you three, let's see how you do. Do you know how many different countries are represented in this audience?
50.
Incorrect.
32.
You looked at my bloody notes.
I swear.
32. So let's tell the band who's here. If you hear your country, give us a cheer. Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Bulgaria.
They're very quiet, they're
Canada, Chile, in the bar. Czech Republic, in the bar.
definitely in the book.
Denmark,
Oh.
England,
They've already had their cup of tea, haven't they?
Finland, France, Germany, Gibraltar, in the bar, Italy, Ireland, Lithuania, Netherlands, New Zealand, in the bar, Northern Ireland, Norway. Surprised they're not in the bar.
Why aren't you in the bar?
I would have lost money on that.
There's been some kind of rupture in
Peru.
space-time.
In the bar. Poland, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Scotland, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland,
Ready?
USA, and Wales. Very nice.
Oh, lovely. There's lovely food.
Okay. What are you going to say?
Quebec.
So hang on, I've got a question for them. What song would have made the set list if you could have added just one more to this weekend?
I was going to say
Good question.
Easter. I don't know. All my favourite songs are already in the set list, so...
Greatest hits.
He won.
Great
Yeah, we all like the Great Escape.
Dancing Queen.
Okay. Is there one item that you insist on taking on tour with you?
My guitar.
You asked for that.
My show? No, not really. No. My Kindle, I guess, because I like to read.
You forgot
Tea bags, good one, yeah, I do like to.
Fiona.
Fiona.
There she is. Hey, Fiona.
I thought she'd be in the park.
What, with the Chileans and the... Mr. H?
My pillow. It's a Bay City Rollers one.
Me, a travel plug, but I always forget them, so I have to buy a new one, and then I take it home and put it in the drawer with the others.
We've all done it.
That man drawer that we all have, is it?
My travel plug drawer, it's absolutely overflowing with travel plugs.
I have a question for each of the band, one at a time. So this is a question just for H. Gonna need your help, Nick. At the Marillion weekend in Holland, somebody asked you if you had a name for your cricket band. And you said, I quote, I haven't, but I will go and think about it. So, have you bloody thought about it?
Garfield.
Hello, Garfield.
Not the cat. Garfield Sobers, who once hit 6 sixes in a row.
We did.
Okay, this question is just for Pete. Being the football lover in the band, how many Portuguese footballers can you name?
Well, I only really know one, and that would be Eusebio. Oh, Ronaldo, of course.
What about Garrincha? Was he Brazilian or was he? Garrincha with the legs. Was he Brazilian? He was Portuguese? No.
No, he's not Portuguese.
Okay. Not him then.
Oh, that would be two then, I'm afraid.
Well, round of applause for the two footballers.
Yeah, one of which wasn't Portuguese.
Right, we have a question for Ian. How many pasta donatas do you think you could eat in one sitting?
Painkillers was the answer to the last question. I could eat a lot of those.
We're going to put this to the test and find out how many you can eat.
He's got to drum. Don't fill him full of them. Let him have one.
Oh my
He
God.
won't be able to bloody move.
You can eat at least this many. That's why I couldn't find any in the shops earlier.
Lovely.
I went looking.
I've had 4 already.
I will. I'll have one.
Oh, yeah.
These are great, by the way. Well done, Portugal, and then we'll lose. I'll come back just to
Thank you, Web Portugal.
Can't get these in the band, real.
Question for Rothers. If you could own any car, what would it be and why? Any car. Microphone up.
Come on, you've dreamt about this.
No, I haven't actually. I love fast cars.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
It can be a slow one.
Not according to your history on your computer.
No.
What about a nice green car, you know? Like
Something green, yeah. What do you mean, like a Prius or something?
Like the one you drove up that tree. Wasn't that green?
You was looking at the people, you said that.
Yeah, Mark drove a car up a tree when we were recording season 10. Or was it?
I suppose I've never had a Ferrari. I think an old Ferrari would be pretty cool.
very good.
Okay, Mark, you actually have a question for everybody else.
You bastard. You never told me.
We're gonna...
I forgot we were supposed to do this.
No. What the back... Just so you all know, I forgot to mention this. The band don't know what I'm going to ask them, and I obviously don't know what they're going to answer. But I did prompt Mark on this one. Mark is going to tell 2 truths, 2 true things, and 1 lie. And the band have to work out which one is the lie.
I'm just going to leave at this point. Okay?
No, I had to think about this for a bit because... Yeah.
So two of these things are true, and 1 is a lie. Go, Mark.
Okay, so as we've been together for the best part of 40 years, it's hard to think of anything that they don't already know about me.
That's a lie.
So I'm going to start with something from ancient history, my ancestry back in Ireland, probably 100 years ago. One of my relatives killed a policeman and had to run away to Australia. That's the first thing. The second thing is, before I joined Marillion, I was in a band called Chemical Alice, and we got the chance to play at the Stonehenge Festival. And but we didn't actually play because our guitarist got arrested for possession of drugs and spent the night in a prison cell. And the third thing is, when I was young,
Oh, this is the line then.
before I joined the band, I thought about getting a proper job, and I applied to be a fireman, a firefighter.
Definite lie.
And they turned me down because of my eyesight. My eyesight wasn't good enough. So there you go. There's the 3 things. Which one is the lie?
Well, we all know the last one was a lie, Mark. You never showed any interest in real work, did you?
Anybody else like to elaborate on that? Or anyone?
I suspect it's the Stonehenge Festival, actually. That's what I suspect.
The guitarist.
I'm going to be firefighter.
Yeah, me too.
Pete got it right. We did actually play at Stonehenge, but not on the main stage. We just set up in a field and played. We were all stoned.
Stoned is very...
We'll call this field Henge, right?
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Fireman Mark.
That's just the sort I can imagine you thinking, oh, that looks like fun.
Well, once again, Mark's answer leads on to the next question, which would be, what would be your ideal career if you were not musicians? Fireman?
That'll do.
I mean, the obvious thing for me is photography, really. That's the other thing I have a passion for, and I really enjoy.
Pete?
I don't know. I just wanted to work in music, actually. And when I was younger, I didn't really think I was going to become a bass player, so I applied to work in a couple of studios instead. So I had a few interviews in studios, and they didn't think I was quite up to it.
Aww.
So I became a bass player instead, and then went back and told them all what to do about it.
When Ian was a child, his teacher said, what do you want to be? And he said, a drummer. And they said, you can't do both. You can't grow up and be a drummer.
Drummer without a girlfriend, homeless. No, I think I'd like to own a string of coffee shops.
Just so you can have those every day.
Coffee and a couple of those.
Mr. H?
I don't know, what's a serious one or
A serious one?
A flippant one?
Well, either.
Drag queen? That's a serious one. Flippant, I don't know, astronaut.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question from Norbert Stefani. Are you here? Hey! Norbert says, Lisbon became one of my favourite cities in the world 35 years ago. What is your favourite city in the world, and why?
Oh.
He wasn't listening. This is my life, everybody. This is my life.
Can
Yeah.
I get back to you on that?
Favourite city? Ooh.
Favourite city in the world, apart from Lisbon, obviously.
Choose one, oh my God. Architecturally, Paris. In terms of vibration, Rio de Janeiro.
You can't name them all.
That's it. No, I'll stop at that. I'll stop at that.
Steve?
For me, it would probably have to be Buenos Aires.
No Argentinians in to cheer that.
Oh, yeah,
Pete?
I don't know. I really like New York actually because every time I go there, it's just got a wow factor to it. I think that, you know, it's a pretty cool city.
Mr. Mosley? Don't say what, answer the question.
Milton Keynes, maybe?
He never goes out,
Luton.
so he hasn't seen it.
I enjoy, like Steve, I enjoy Rio a lot, every time we visited. For £10 you owe me. Yeah.
As long as you don't get shot, it's fantastic.
Mark?
Dublin.
I think those are some good answers. Why? Why Dublin?
Because I was fucking born there.
I didn't know
Sorry
that.
for all the children in the audience.
We didn't know that about you.
I feel the same about Doncaster.
Right. I have a question from Irene Rainey. Are you here, Irene? In fact, Irene, would you like to come and join us up on the stage?
That way.
Can you make your way down?
That way.
And Stephanie will show you the way up. Whilst she makes her way through, I'm going to read Irene's question. She says, at the end of King, there is a massive crescendo. We always look for the tell that Ian gives the rest of the band at the end to finish the song. But we can't tell what it is. Can you let us know the secret? Jens, can you play film 1? Drum kit and let Irene stand next to it, you drum that, the rest of the band mime what they're doing, and then maybe all the audience can see what the signal is for the end of King. What do we think?
Is there money involved in it?
No. So you ready, band?
Miming what we do.
Mime what you're doing, Ian's gonna thump, Irene's gonna watch, and hopefully we'll know. You want Jens to play the video again? Will that help? No, you'll do it free range.
So how am I going to tell where the end is?
Jens, play the video again.
You never made the sign. You have to feel for it, really.
Are you happy, Irene? Did you can see...
I'd want the money. I'd want another question, I think.
It always takes me by surprise.
But then most things do that.
I'll tell you what though, I'm still none the wiser and I must have seen you do that 300 times.
It's hard to explain.
When Ian stops, we stop. Simple.
Doesn't always work that way, does it though, Mark?
I hit that big Chinese symbol.
And that's their cue.
That's, yeah.
Shady one.
I didn't know you did that one, though. I just see you hit something. The Chinese.
I'm going to take a break from the questions for a minute and pull a couple more people up on stage to have their photos taken with these beautiful bunch of band. If I call your name, please make your way over to the side of the stage and Stephanie will bring you up on the stage. The fans have been running a raffle all weekend, or I should say, the Web Portugal have been running a raffle. And I would like to say how fantastic the Web Portugal are. Do we all agree?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Web Portugal. Standing ovation for the Web Portugal. Good job. So the Web Portugal have been running a raffle all weekend and have raised, with you guys, a fantastic €1,597. Now this is for Hope Flowers School. We'll hear some more about that in a minute. The winner of that raffle was Neela. So Neela, please make your way over. Also, just before we came to Portugal, there was a fan called Carl Henriksen. Carl, are you here? Carl and his wife Sue donated £500 to Hope Flowers. So I would like to invite them to come up on the stage and have their photo taken too. But before that, I would just like to invite Mr. Steve Hogarth to tell us all a little bit more about this very worthy charity.
I ran into a girl called Serena in the Netherlands. She told me about the school that she knew about, that she was trying to help out with, and it's in Bethlehem in the West Bank. It's run by a man who doesn't take a salary. He's called Ibrahim Issa, and he has his own history there, which is fairly unpleasant. He went to Holland to do a degree in mechanical engineering, and when he came back, the Israeli Secret Services had decided that the man that he'd let his flat out to was a terrorist, and so they destroyed his house and they put him in prison and tortured him for a while. And while he was undergoing that strange period in his life, he realized that the only way forward for the Palestinians and the Israelis was a peaceful solution, and for them to try and find a way to reconcile their differences. He decided it was never going to end with violence. And he also decided that the only way forward, and the only way to achieve that, was by teaching the children empathy and peace building, and to respect each other and to love one another. So he set up a school which is essentially for refugee kids, for war-damaged kids. Some of these kids have seen things that adults would never want to see. Some of them have seen their parents murdered in front of them. And so some are very damaged, and some have got anger issues. And without Hope Flowers, these kids would probably grow up to be murderers and street fighters. So they go to Hope Flowers, they get a rudimentary education which they otherwise wouldn't get. A lot of these kids are from poor families, and they're taught that to live peacefully, and they receive therapy for the problems that they've got. And this work is all funded more or less by charity, because Donald Trump decided he would withdraw the American funding to the West Bank and to the Palestinian refugees this year. And so Ibrahim has had massive problems getting hold of money, and we're just trying to help him so he doesn't have to lay too many staff off. So this is incredible work. I've been trying to support them with my Christmas shows, because I do solo Christmas shows, and so I send a Christmas present to Bethlehem, which is an amazing thing. And so thank you so much. This charity isn't political, it's just looking after kids who are damaged and making the world a better place. Thank you.
Round of applause for our raffle winners. Okay, we're going to need you to be in the background and cheer. Arms in the air. This is the very talented Alison Toon. I'm sure you've seen her photographs. She's going to take a photo. Right. Everyone's arms in the air. Cheer. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. And here's the gentleman that donated the £500 and his wife. Please come through. One more. Thank you. Round of applause. Okay. There's just a couple more questions before we say goodnight, because they all have to go and lie in a darkened room, ready for the performance tonight. Actually, I'm going to go off script and just a tiny bit. Has anyone here got a burning question that they need to ask the band? If you do, put your hand up. Gentleman over there in pink.
I'll put it out for them being a firefighter.
I know, Alan.
Has Mark and Ian blown up any more pate lately?
Have we blown up any more pate?
Put fireworks in pate.
I thought we'd left that one behind us
The
a long
question
time
is,
ago.
have Mark and Ian blown up any more pate? I don't know what the question means, do you? Ian, what does that question mean?
Read my book.
It means that me and Mark went through a phase on one tour of letting off lots of fireworks.
When we were younger.
When we were a lot younger and irresponsible.
Not as sensible as we are now.
No. And it was someone's birthday, and backstage catering had a big tub of pate.
It was a big tub.
Big, with a candle in it, but the candle was actually
A firework.
and it made a very loud bang, and there was pate everywhere. But we, you know, we were young.
Where's the wet Portugal with some surprise pate?
You haven't seen that?
Because they don't throw any fireworks at us.
We've got that pate here.
Okay,
tonight.
just one more question from the room. Up there, you, yeah, wavy at me. Good question. He said, if this is the 5th convention, why do you need the set list written down for you?
You should be thinking.
Can you get that man's name?
I can, because I know his seat number.
We almost need the chords and the words written down for us.
We really have trouble remembering each other's names, never about 8 hours of music.
We still get it wrong even when we've got it written down.
We do, actually, on many occasions.
There are a lot of songs, and our songs are very long, and one of our songs is quite often as long as other people's 6 songs. And they're very complicated for some reason, I don't know why. And they're very wordy, and we've been around the world a lot, and we're a bit scrambled, and we've had quite a lot to drink over the years. We've met a lot of people. We've made a lot of memories that we're trying to block out now. And so, what with all of that, that's why when he said this, you twat.
I'm sorry. He's happy. Okay, I want to show the band and the audience a short video. Before I do, everyone pay attention because there's something not quite right with this video. And after you've seen it, I'm going to ask the band to tell us the story.
Looks like a girl.
Can I just say that H said there's nothing wrong with that? He didn't notice.
Was it because one
Did you not notice anything wrong with it?
So-
apart from me looking like a girl.
In case the rest of you didn't notice,
That's me looking like a twat trying to pretend to play the bass guitar.
We're getting there now. Yeah, Mark and I decided to change instruments. And I can't quite remember why now. But
we do a lot of, we did a lot of those sort of TV shows around the world, especially in Germany and Italy. And it just gets a bit boring after a while.
Where you have to mime to your own song.
and it was obviously a very, very fake kind of stage look that they were going for.
And I had this great idea, saying, Pete, why don't we swap instruments? Thinking that I'm not actually going to play the bass guitar, I'm just going to pretend it'll be easy.
It is easy.
It's not easy pretending to play an instrument you can't actually play at all. Just look like an idiot.
I was the winner because I just had to stand behind the keyboard so no one could see my hands anyway. So, I thought you did it great, actually.
I was going to say, did the keyboard crash?
No, it wasn't perfect. I didn't know. I never turned it on.
They're going to do this tonight.
Which song should we do it on?
Watch out for my bass solo.
I'd pay money to see that.
Well, maybe we will.
I have 2 final questions. If you would have to describe the essence of Marillion with one song to someone who's not familiar with the band, what song would you pick? That question is from Annalene Norman.
question. I think I would pick This Strange Engine, actually. Because it seemed to go down well last night.
Don't all rush.
Probably the same as the song I said before, actually. Great Escape.
I wasn't listening. Can you ask the question again?
Can you write it down?
Are you going to do a bass solo
Put it on the
tonight?
list.
That's why they have to have set lists.
That's only the start of it.
I didn't catch it.
What's your answer?
Neverland.
Do each other now, aren't we?
Ian?
I'm with Pete. This Strange Engine, Great Escape, and
That's a cop out. You've got to have your own.
my own,
Yeah. Can't take mine.
Invisible Man.
And finally, Mr. H.
I was going to say that, so I'm going to think of another one. Well, you know, any of them really. I mean, anything that's got, you know, any kind of thing that has true words, a lot of soul, is needlessly complicated. There's lots of chord changes and a few changes of key.
Slow.
Yeah, gets really quiet in the middle, then gets really loud again, then gets really quiet at the end. One of them.
And then stops and then starts again.
Yeah, usually.
Just when the audience is going to clap and go, ah, we go really quiet and just
That's the essence of Marillion.
That's the right word, really song.
So the final question for tonight is for the audience and for the band. First of all, for the audience, is happiness the road? For the band, is happiness the road?
It ain't at the end of the road, so it better at be. Otherwise, you've only got misery.
Wise words, mate.
Wise words. So to get ready to hear Happiness is the Road tonight, would you give it up one more time for Steve Rothery, Pete Jarvis, Ian Mosley, Mark Kelly and Steve Ola. And give it up for yourselves. You have been a great audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much.